Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to talk to you about the 5 vitamins that help with blood circulation in the legs, feet, and overall blood perfusion. And I'm also going to tell you about 4 minerals that are very helpful. I'll tell you which foods are sources of these nutrients so you can include them in your diet. You're going to love it, so stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. If you love tips on nutrition, health, and fitness, you're going to love this channel. Take the opportunity to subscribe and remember to turn on the notification bell so you get all the updates. I post new videos every day and you're going to love them. Let's start talking more about these vitamins and minerals that help with circulation. Of course, circulation as a whole will benefit. And I'm specifically talking about the legs and feet because due to gravity, people sometimes have more difficulty with blood returning from these areas, leading to tired legs, tingling, varicose veins, and they want to know more about which vitamins and minerals we can get from food to improve this. Let's get started. The first vitamin is vitamin K2. I already have a video here on the channel talking more about it. And vitamin K2 is closely related to bone metabolism, connected to vitamin D, connected to calcium. I'll talk more about that as well. Vitamin K2 has a very interesting role in taking the excess calcium that's in our blood and directing it to the bones. So, in fact, it ensures that the calcium you consumed through dairy products or even from supplements goes where it needs to go, which is the bone tissue. With this, it removes calcium from the bloodstream, from soft tissue, from veins, arteries, and so on, preventing atheromatous plaque and platelet aggregation, which is super interesting not only for the bones, but also for circulation. In this way, it also helps with circulation. Vitamin K2 is usually obtained from fermented soybeans, but also from other probiotics, such as kefir, for example. I have more videos talking about it here on the channel. And other sources can also be, for example, egg yolk, cod liver oil, of course in smaller amounts. The second vitamin on our list is vitamin C. People don't realize the extremely important role that vitamin C plays when it comes to blood vessels. Collagen is greatly influenced by the amount of vitamin C we consume on a daily basis. A deficiency in vitamin C can affect collagen production, and collagen is extremely important for veins, for the elasticity of veins, arteries, capillaries, and blood vessels in a broader sense. And many people think they consume adequate amounts of vitamin C, but increasingly, with this ultra-processed diet, this very monotonous diet, people have been eating fewer fresh vegetables and fruits, which are the main sources of vitamin C. When we think of vitamin C, we always think of citrus fruits, but remember that vegetables in general, including fruits, are good sources of vitamin C, usually when they are fresh. So if you have a varied diet, it will be quite easy for you to meet your needs. Another vitamin that we need to think more about consuming daily, and its good sources to avoid circulation problems, is vitamin D. It is related to helping you achieve better relaxation of the blood vessels and better functioning of blood circulation. Some studies have found that vitamin D deficiency may be linked to atherosclerosis, to circulatory problems, platelet aggregation. Of course, vitamin D also plays a very important role in increasing calcium reabsorption in the kidneys, so it is very important for both bone and circulatory metabolism. It's worth emphasizing that vitamin D also plays a very important role in endothelial function, that is, in the contraction and relaxation of blood vessels, which is exactly what leads to improved venous return circulation, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video. When we think about vitamin D, we usually think about the sun because we know that we already produce vitamin D in an inactive form and it needs the sun's UV radiation to be activated. So getting sunlight will definitely help you with your vitamin D levels since you can produce it yourself. But it's also readily available in egg yolk, cod liver oil, various fatty deep sea fish, and of course in many foods that are now commonly sold fortified with it. Another vitamin that can help your circulation is vitamin E, which has excellent antioxidant properties. It's one of the powerful antioxidants we consume daily. It can also help with endothelial function, help prevent platelet aggregation, and avoid episodes of atherosclerosis. Since vitamin E is a fat-soluble vitamin, good sources of it are foods with healthy fats such as nuts, seeds, and avocado. So trying to add these to your daily routine can help you meet your vitamin E needs as well. Vitamin B3, or niacin, is a vitamin that is not often talked about in terms of its ability to improve circulation and blood vessels, but it actually has a very interesting effect of increasing the amount of nitric oxide present in our body, which can help with vasodilation and improve blood flow. It plays a very beneficial role. Some studies have already shown that it can help increase HDL, which is the good cholesterol, and decrease LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. And we know that this issue of fats in the blood can make you more prone to, once again, developing atheroma plaques, atherosclerosis. So, having good levels of fat in your blood can help you, and vitamin B3 also helps in this regard. Of course, it's not going to work miracles. None of these vitamins by themselves will work miracles. It's important to make that clear here. I'm talking about them, but it's also very important that you follow a balanced diet. So, if you already have high cholesterol, I'll leave a playlist down below for you with more information about cholesterol and another one about heart and artery health to help you further with diet and lifestyle. Good sources of vitamin B3 are lean meats, fish, whole grains, and also some foods that are already fortified. Now, let's talk about the minerals that can help with blood circulation. Of course, the first one has to be iron, which is closely related to blood circulation, the production of hemoglobin, the oxygenation of our blood, and blood perfusion, making sure that oxygen reaches the tissues more effectively. So, it's very important to remember that heme iron is the most bioavailable form, and as the name suggests, it's bound to hemoglobin, so it comes from animal sources. So, meats are usually good sources of heme iron, but non-heme iron also plays a very interesting role, as long as you solubilize it with vitamin C, which we've already talked about. I have a playlist here on the channel that talks more about anemia with lots of tips and examples, and I'll leave it down below in the description for you. Another mineral is magnesium, which is related to relaxation and the tone of blood vessels, helping overall circulation. And some studies have already shown that magnesium deficiency can increase blood pressure problems and also issues with atherosclerosis. Excellent sources of magnesium are seeds such as pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, and remember that chocolate of good quality, 70% or higher, can also be a good source of magnesium for your daily routine. One of the most important minerals when we think about circulation is potassium, which is closely linked to the sodium-potassium pump, where we are able to excrete excess sodium through urine as well as excess fluid, reducing swelling in the body and helping to control blood pressure. So remember that great sources of potassium include avocado, banana, potato, and coconut water. Lastly, a mineral that many people might not associate with the health of blood circulation, the heart and the arteries, is calcium. Calcium is closely related to muscle contraction, including the contraction of the heart muscle itself, but it's also involved in the relaxation of the muscular wall of the blood vessels and in the contraction of the vessels, thereby improving overall circulation. And of course, when we think of calcium, we think of milk and dairy sources. But I have a video here on the channel talking more about non-dairy sources of calcium. I can already tell you that broccoli, spinach, and leafy greens are good options. Even sardines, when we eat them whole with the bones, are an excellent source of calcium. I'll leave that video linked below in the description for you. It's worth reminding you that I talked here about food sources for you to add to your daily routine to make sure you have good stores of these vitamins and minerals that are so important for cardiovascular health. If you're interested in taking supplements, it's very important that you first talk to your doctor and your nutritionist to see whether you actually need supplementation, for how long, and what the most appropriate dose is for you, in a personalized way. Especially if you already have any health issues, heart problems, or circulation problems. So remember that this video is for informational purposes only. Let me know down below if you were aware of the role of these important vitamins and minerals. And if you try to get any of them specifically through your diet, I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video and share it with anyone who'd enjoy or need it. Let's spread this positive message. It's my channel's goal. See you next time. Bye.